I need to speak to Missy Elliott. So the rest of you can go see what's on clearance at Target or something. All right, first off, I'm a huge hip hop fan, and I have been since my formative years. My sister played My Posse's on Broadway by Sir Mix-a-Lot in the car as we were driving down a mountain road. And I remember thinking, I had no idea that you could express yourself in such a way, that you could take poetry, straight up fire poetry, rebellious, fun, youthful, interesting, culture-filled poetry, and put it to a really sick beat that makes you want to dance your ass off, and that you could get the sounds that I heard that day. Getting into my teen years, when I could really kind of, be really excited for it, it was right around the same time that the East Coast, West Coast, the Biggie Tupac drama. And so I started feeling like, well, maybe even though I love this art form, maybe I'm not supposed to be a part of it. I'm just going to be real. It's because, I'm a white girl from Wyoming. What business do I have singing Dr. Dre lyrics or being super interested and super excited about something that it's not mine. It's not for me necessarily. And then I remember seeing Superfly. That was the first video I think of yours that I saw. And just the visual excitement alone was enough to chuck me fully into who is this person? What else did they do? Where are they from? Oh my God, and I had no idea at the time that you weren't from California or New York. I had no idea. I didn't know that there was a whole middle part, but I guess that was just like the limited stuff that was getting radio play or on MTV or whatever. But I don't personally discriminate. I think there's badasses from every area code. I fully jam to wherever, but I remember hearing there's some discrepancy about your validity as an artist. From the first time I saw one of your videos, it was blatantly clear to me that not only could I sit down at the table, the messages and the vibe in your music is always super inclusive. It's individualistic, but it's inclusive. I felt like for the first time, I could proudly be a Missy fan, as everybody else I know. I don't know anybody that's not a fan of your music. You invited me to the party when I didn't think I was really invited, even though it was something that really fucking spoke to me. It's rebel music, it's fire. You in particular, let me count the ways. You're a one-stop shop, and I tend to gravitate towards artists like that have visual style, sick bars, sick beats, and that they change the stage. They change the art form to make it their own. Putting a personal spin on something, I think, is the only real way to make art. So in that way, you just came straight out the gate, just kicking ass at a time when your body was your currency. Because your music is so off the chain in all those ways, because you're an artist first, and that was blatantly clear from the get-go till now, your integrity is always intact. So just having that as a role model to look to, your art looked at me in the face and allowed me, kind of challenged me to be my own voice and to let my strengths as a nerd who likes words. I mean, I have an email sent to me with a word of the day. Yeah, it's pretty nerdy. You just kind of open the doors for me. That's one of the ways. Not to mention your dancing ability, your choreography, the way that you launched so many other people's careers just through your style, just through your integrity. You uplifted female artists when it's very common to see in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of competition. And so you see that backbiting kind of like, oh, we're friends, but she's a bitch, like you never, ever gave that vibe. Instead, you're lifting people up. Eve and Tweed and Nelly Furtado and there's so many people that not only benefited from who you are as an artist, but you inspired a whole generation of music. You're the bedrock for a lot of modern music, not just hip hop. That's why you're so universal. That's why you're so loved, I think, is because you don't stop to ask for permission in any way. You just are who you are. It paved the way for a lot of people, myself included. also, you and Timbaland, your relationship is something of a goal, to have someone creatively that's picking up what you're putting down, that challenges you, that keeps you moving forward, and someone that you can look at them and go, is this the best that we can do, or can we do better? And I think in that way you kind of set the bar and you set the standard sonically, like you and Timbaland, man. Like, I don't know how, I don't know what, I don't know. I mean, I know why, obviously, but you get two songs. Like, you get two songs very often. Get Your Freak On and Gossip Folks, and, there's so many examples where you get a twofer song. Not a B-side, not a subpar beat. No, just as sick all the way around. And, like, you guys are so talented, you kick out 2 songs per song. Like, that blows my mind. I can't see anyone with Puma gear on and not hear, I got Pumas on my feet. Fresh gear every day, all week. Every time I see someone wearing Puma gear or I see the Puma logo, that happens in my head or out loud. Same with Escalades. Missy got something to say, I ride down the block in an Escalade. Like, I hear that. When I see an Escalade, I hear that. You're in there. You and Timbaland, the 1-2 punch, your lyrics, his beats, and vice, like however you guys, I think you just like bounce off each other, like however you need to. I haven't heard a whole bunch of interviews with you and with him. The ones that I have heard just kind of reaffirmed all of the things that I knew to be true in my heart, because I responded so strongly to your music. It's hard to pin down a favorite, but I think Slide and For My People, and of course Get Your Freak On, which has like the who's who of 90s, late 90s, early 2000s hip hop artists. Like, they're all in there. Go watch the video again. They're all in there. I mean, there's just so many classics up through Cool Off and Chingling. Like, those ones are still, Throw It Back, like you're still fresh. You're still relevant. You're still the same badass sound with awesome visuals and a fully formed concept. Another thing is, you were body positive before it was even a thing. In the 90s, you had to be like Kate Moss and like a supermodel. And then here you are in a hefty bag, getting blown up 2-3 times your size, and still being sexy. You could have been railroaded or coerced into a place where it wasn't you. I think you just found a way to do it on your own. That to me is ridiculously role model-y, even though I know you're just doing it because that's how you roll. That's just how you are. You're completely equally in a jazz nightclub as you are in a cypher. And then you just like bounce in between the two of them, just like hypnotic. On top of all of that, you showed me at my age and throughout my life that your hard work, your sense of humor, because you never take yourself too seriously, and your voice, your unique voice, however weird or against the grain that might be, it's entirely as relevant as anyone else's. You showed me that can be driving the car, and close in the back seat is your sexuality, your physical prowess, all that stuff. To not have to have the physical packaging be what's important. You have inspired me my whole life since I found you. 25-ish years of loving hip hop, and in my estimation, you being the absolute queen of that. You are super duper inspiring to me, and always will be. And I hope that you continue to produce, churn out just amazing beats like Missy. Like, I get so amped, and I'm just like, you better watch out, world. I'm gonna kick your ass. In a good way. Like, in a good way. Thank you for that. If I'm ever in Virginia Beach, maybe we should shoot the shit.